Let's look at commission, piecework, leave loading, and bonuses. So, starting off with commission, commission is a percentage of the sales usually made on an item or items. So, let's just have a look at that. Yep. Okay, so commission is earned by salespeople or agents of a business company. It is calculated as a percentage of the value of items sold or income made. So if you make a certain number of sales and that amounts to a certain amount of money, commission is a percentage of the value of those sales. Uh, Now, some sales jobs also have something called a retainer. A retainer is usually a weekly wage, which isn't so much money, but maybe your sales aren't so good in one week. So the retainer helps provide income for you if your sales aren't so good for that week. So retainer is a fixed weekly wage, not so much money, and salespeople often earn a retainer along with their commission, and the commission is just a percentage of their sales usually. The real estate agents and actors agents are examples of occupations which earn a commission. Most salespeople, or many salespeople, earn commissions, but not all. So let's have a look at an example. Nathan sells cars and is paid a weekly retainer of $260 plus 3.5% of the value of the cars he sells. Calculate his income if he sells cars worth a total of $98,000 this week. Okay, so let's have a look. So for his commission, so the commission that he earns, all right, now the commission is a percentage of the sales that he makes. All right, so in the question, it will tell you the percentage. Okay, now in this case, we are told it is 3.5% of the value of the cars he sells, right? So that value for his sales is $98,000. So that means 3.5% of $98,000. That's his commission. All right, so on your calculator, you are going to type in 3.5%. So shift, and then there's a little percent button above the bracket key, and then multiplied by 98,000, and you'll get 3,430. Okay, so that is the commission. Now, on top of that, they get a retainer, a weekly retainer of $260. So that means his total income will be the commission he makes, which is 3,430, plus his $260 retainer. Okay, so you add those together, $3,690. That's his total income. Okay, let's have a look at another one. Karina is a real estate agent and is paid according to the following commission rates: 2% on the first $100,000 of property sold, and 1.5% on any value thereafter. Calculate Karina's commission for selling an apartment of $380,000. Now, this question, Karina only gets commission. There is actually no retainer for her in this question. So she gets 2% on the first $100,000 sold. So let's break this. We're going to break this up into the first $100,000, and then the remaining amount of money after that will be $280,000. Okay, so if you look at the question, it says 2% on the first 100,000. So she's going to get 2% commission of the $100,000, and then any money left over after that will be 1.5%. So the remaining amount of money after that first 100,000 is 280,000. She's going to get 1.5% commission on that. So your working out will be 2% of $100,000. Okay, and plus 1.5% of $280,000. Okay, so that's what you're going to put into your calculator. Now you do have a percentages button, just as we did in the previous question. So it's going to be 2, then press Shift, and then the percent button, which is just above the brackets key, then multiplied by 100,000, and plus 1.5 Shift percent times 280,000. Right, you should get $6,200 altogether. So that's the total commission that she earns on those sales. Okay, so in that question, the key thing to learn is you have to split the 380,000 up into 100,000 and 280,000 and calculate the commission on each of those separate amounts. Okay, so that's commission. But what about piecework? Piecework is when you get paid per item. Okay, so piecework is earned according to the number of items made or tasks completed. So fruit pickers and dressmakers earn money this way. So, for example, if you're a fruit picker, you might get paid a certain amount of money per apple that you pick, or maybe per bucket of apples that you pick. So let's just say you're a fruit picker. Maybe every bucket that you pick, you get $5 per bucket. Okay, for a dressmaker, maybe you get paid per dress. So for every dress that you make, for every item of clothing you make, you get a certain amount of money per item of clothing. So it's per item. So let's have a look. Sue earns $245 for each garden she designs. Okay, so this is piecework because a garden is considered a piece, one piece of work. So $245. How many gardens must Sue design to earn over $50,000? Well, let's work out firstly how many lots of 245 goes into $50,000. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going to have 50,000 divided by 245. Okay, so that works out to be 204 approximately. Okay, so that means if she makes 204 gardens, now she's got to earn over $50,000. So if you work this out, we're going to get 204 gardens times by 245, and you should get we only get 49,980. So technically, if she makes 204 gardens, she's not going to earn over $50,000. All right, so this gives us an idea of what to look for. All right, but 204 gardens at $245 doesn't earn her over 50,000. So my answer will not be 204 gardens. Right, it's going to be 205 gardens. That's my answer. Okay. If she only makes 204, she doesn't earn over 50,000. But if she makes 205 gardens, you can see 205 gardens, lots of 245. you're going to get $50,225. So she earns over that amount, okay? So 205 gardens is the answer. All right, let's move on. Let's look at bonuses. Now, in some jobs, maybe a sales job, for example, if you make a certain amount of sales, some companies may pay you a bonus as an encouragement for you to make more sales. So it's an extra amount of money. The bonus is an extra amount of money paid to employees who produce work of high quality or quantity, or for meeting an important goal or deadline. Some businesses reward their employees with a Christmas bonus for a productive year's work. So at the end of the year, if you've met all of your sales targets, if you've sold um, the amount of product that your business wants you to sell, maybe the business will say, we're going to reward you with a Christmas bonus. But maybe if you didn't have such a good year in sales for the year, maybe you won't get the Christmas bonus. So maybe not everyone gets the Christmas bonus, but it will be dependent on your sales performance. So let's have a look at the first question. After a successful year, a software company gave each employee a 2.5% bonus on their annual income. Find the bonus received by Shana, who earns $1,426.50 per week. Okay. Now it's a 2.5% bonus on that annual income. Now they only give you the weekly income. Okay, so we want to calculate the annual income from this. So let's do that first. Annual income. Okay, so let's work that out. Okay. Alrighty. Now, a couple of ways we could do this. You can either use the 52 weeks or 52.18 weeks. So now in the test, we're not going to mark it down either way, but because she works for the whole year, we could assume that she is a salary earner. So look, we'll have a look at this and we'll say annual income will be 52.18 times by 1426.50. This is about the annual income. That's going to give you 74434.77. Okay, and then we're going to find the bonus. The bonus will be 2.5% of 74434.77. So that should give you, so multiply by 2.5%, and 1860.87. Okay, now if you're wondering why we multiply with these percentages, because of means multiply in mathematics. Okay, now let's just say you chose to use 52 weeks instead. So maybe it's not 100% clear. Some of you may have, instead of using 52.18, you might have used 52. So you might have done this. 52 times by 1426.50. Okay. And then you found 2.5% of that. So you'll get something similar, but we're assuming because she's earning an annual income, she's a salary worker. So 52 by 1426.5 times 2.5%. That's 1854.45. Okay, so it's similar. So look, because she earns an annual income, we're going to go with this as the answer. But look, in the assessment task, if it's a little bit ambiguous like this question, it doesn't tell you if she's a wage or salary earner, and you use the 52 instead of the 52.18, we won't mark you down there because we're just looking at the mathematical steps that you can use. And if you use the 52, we're not so worried about that instead of 52.18. But look, in the questions, try and use the right number. All right, so part B, it says find the annual income of Khalil, whose bonus amount is $1175. Okay, so their bonus amount is $1175. Now that means that their bonus amount, which is 2.5%, is equal to $1175. Okay, so we're going to use the unitary method for this. All right, so we're going to divide by 2.5. Divide by 2.5. Now that's going to give you 1%. Okay, so 1%. $470. Once you've got the 1%, you can find the 100%. Right, just by multiplying by 100. So it's going to give you 470. Two extra zeros there. So $47,000 is the wage, or the income, the annual income. Okay, let's move on to the last bit, the annual leave loading. Now, if you're a salary earner, you're entitled to 4 weeks of annual leave or holidays per year. And by law, your company or employers are required to pay you an extra 17.5% of 4 weeks normal pay for that 4 weeks annual leave. Okay, so that means when you go on holidays, you get paid for those 4 weeks of holidays. And on top of that 4 weeks pay, you get an extra 17.5% of that 4 weeks pay. Okay, so that 17.5% is called your leave loading. Loading means extra, so that's the extra amount you get. All right. Okay, let's have a look. For her Christmas holidays, Katrina receives 4 weeks normal pay plus 17.5% annual leave loading for the 4 weeks. If Katrina's annual salary is $51,840, find her total pay for her 4-week holiday. Okay, so you've got the annual amount there, and we need to calculate the 4 weeks pay. So what we're going to do is take the annual amount and we're going to divide by 52.18 technically, because she's a salary earner. Okay, that's going to give us 1 week's pay. Let's have a look. 51,840 divided by 52.18. So that's 993.48. $993.48. Now that's for 1 week, because we've divided by the number of weeks in a year. So let's calculate 4 weeks pay then. So 4 weeks will be obviously 4 times that amount. Okay, so 4 times 993.48. The 3973.92. All right. Now the leave loading, right? The leave loading is 17.5% of the 4 weeks' pay. Okay, so we're going to multiply that by 17.5%, which is 695.44. Okay, so that's your leave loading. So her total pay for the 4 weeks holiday, if you go back to, let's just undo that bit. The total pay for the 4 weeks holiday. That means it's the 4 weeks pay plus the leave loading. So her holiday pay will be 3973.92 plus 695.44. So 3973.92 plus 695.44. Okay, so it's going to give you 4669.36. Okay. And that is the lesson.